Hello and welcome to the Tired Witches podcast. I'm Olivia.
And I'm Ashley.
I have returned from my rest and relaxation last week, and I am ready to dive into so much drama this week, so much good reads as well this week. There's a lot that's been going on. Ashley, how has your week been?
Well, it's been a week that makes me want to take a week off, like what you did, if I'm being completely honest here.
I 100% don't blame you because I feel the same way and I just had a break. So it has been a hefty week. In the Boys of Tommen fandom specifically, are we surprised?
It's always a hefty week in the Boys of Tommen.
It's always at the scene of the crime, right? It's always the Boys of Tommen fandom.
Time.
Which is insane because it's a smaller fandom compared to like Fourth Wing or Akatar. But my God, every week we wake up with something new.
I just want to say, going from, because you got into it because it was a popular BookTok book, right? You're like,
yes.
I gotta read this. Okay. I was not in that boat. So I was in the boat of, oh my God, I need more people talking about this. Why are there no more people? I cursed it.
You ruined it! Now you wish you were taking that back.
I was begging because I was making like shirts for myself with my Cricut because there was no merch. There was nothing. There was no fan art. I was desperate.
Oh, now you look back and reminisce on those were the days.
I take it all back.
Well, I feel like even when I first started reading in April, it wasn't this. At least not in my sphere, right?
So it's pretty much been this way. Like I was telling you, pre-R10, Lizzie there was no excuse for her behavior whatsoever. People even said, I remember people saying Chloe could write Lizzie having the same backstory as Gibbsy, and we do not care.
Yikes. I think the people saying there's no excuse for Lizzie's behavior, it doesn't matter if she has bipolar disorder, is a gross overreach and overlook of her diagnosis. Okay.
Well, and I'm really tired of this whole narrative because I understand it does not excuse one's behavior; it explains it.
100%, and nobody deals with trauma the same, so you can't be like, well, Gibbsy went through it.
The point of this series is Gibbsy masks. Okay.
Yeah.
And Johnny, I have said this before, he has trauma too with his rugby injury. He ignores it. It doesn't exist. It's not there. We know how Joey handles trauma.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. And I've always said it is not an excuse. It's an explanation.
Yes. And people handle trauma differently. So to expect people to be bubbly and happy and deal with their trauma,
that's the other thing. Because I'm telling you, Liv, it was ugly. The Lizzie hate, it existed before Taming 7 because, as I explained on live last night, people have been so anti-cheating, and I know Chloe kind of explained that to us as well. That the cheating trope, even with her old series Carter Kids, it just was not received well. And so as people were comparing Katie and Hughie to like this 20-year marriage with kids, and Lizzie was a homewrecker. So then Taming 7 came out, and we all know Lizzie is not her best in Taming 7. And pretty much after that book, it was done. That's when the death threats were really starting. That's when the whole book was review bombed on Goodreads, saying this series would be a lot better off if Chloe joined Kiva and Lizzie joined them both and they just went off the bridge together. I mean, hundreds of those comments.
That's insane to me because if you haven't heard the drama this week, the drama is over a snippet Chloe Walsh posted, which, by the way, I'm starting to think we no longer deserve those snippets. But I think the thing with it is, with this snippet, this is the only fandom I have ever seen be outraged when a main male character chooses his love interest above all else. And not even chooses her, but prioritizes her.
This made headlines on Twitter.
It was trending on my For You, on my
and I need to make
page.
Something very clear because I made a TikTok about this and people are like, oh, no, blah, 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 Claire. This has nothing to do with the fact that Claire put her love interest first. I would expect her to put her love interest first. This is a romance. We want them to put their love interest first. but this was the first time. I've read thousands of romance books that I have seen people get upset for him putting her first. It was wild to me. Absolutely wild.
You guys, I'm sorry, but I expected this out of my own husband to be put first above everybody else, okay? I don't give a crap how long he's been best friends with someone. If I'm going through a crisis at the same time his best friend is, you sure as shit better believe I expect him to choose me, and or if I get into an argument with his friend, I sure as shit expect him to choose me over that. 100%, 10 out of 10
Can I just
times.
interrupt you to say that context is everything, and I really think not everyone read the entire snippet, and they missed the part where he says Gibbs has everyone.
And he says, I'll be back and call him. I'll be back to call him. He literally says, I will come back later to check on him after I go make sure Lizzie's okay. Like,
I swear this fandom has selective hearing and sight.
It's selective. They want to turn everything into fit their narrative. So lately there has been so much, and I don't get this. I do not get the Hughie hate train that has been going on TikTok. This absolute people thinking he's such a bad character, which I disagree 100%.
I told you, it all stems from Katie.
But why? Katie is not a main character. Hughie and Lizzie are. Right now,
So,
Katie is not a main character.
As I can tell you from the OG visual train of thought. For one, in the book community, as long as I've been a part of the romance book community, cheating is a trope that a lot of people, they are not going to give it the time of day. Even if the cheating is not done to each other, right? They're cheating
I disagree.
with each
I feel like
other.
that is still I feel like people do read that.
No, they do, but there is a lot that won't. I have had people comment on my YouTube going, I get that you recommended this and you said you love it, but I will not tolerate cheating. I'm sorry. Like, there are a lot of people, and Chloe even told us, and it stems from that. And it's gotten better now that we've had our 10 and we've actually had Hughie and Lizzie's backstory, so you can see that Hughie has been madly in love with her all along.
But we don't even know that they cheat.
I know
we don't know the context.
We don't know that. But like I said, this fandom, including the OGs, have always had this narrative of, oh, Hughie's gonna cheat. We don't condone that.
Well, that's their own fault.
Exactly.
They're assuming. And you know what they say about assumptions, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Assuming something.
Is assumptions have brought us to where we are. Assumptions also, I want to add, about characters where we have built a whole narrative around them when that is not canon or fact at all. All of these assumptions,
characters we don't have POVs
yes,
for.
exactly. All of these assumptions is what adds fuel to the fire in this fandom.
And then a lot had happened where I'm really sick of this narrative because I know for a fact, and I've only been in the fandom since April, but I know for a fact that based on old stuff I've seen from the Chloe Clovers group, based on talking to some original OG Chloe Clovers, people say that Lizzie stans have always been vile and disgusting, but that's not the case. The Katie stans,
I can
Claire
prove
stans,
it. Like I said, the hate, even in the OG, for the cheating, it wasn't against Lizzie, obviously.
No. Like,
So-
the whole reason one of the main reasons Chloe Clovers got shut down was due to the backlash over T7. People then started leaking things and leaving disgusting comments, and those were not Lizzie stans that were doing that. It was not Lizzie.
No, because
stans.
we have to remember that a huge portion and reason for the backlash to T7 was because of how Lizzie was portrayed in that book. That book, basically, I'm telling you, Liv, the comments, the ratings, they were like, I will never read Lizzie Young's book, ever. That is when you would get the comments of, this series deserves a better author. Like, I want to make this very clear, because Lizzie fans, they are not innocent. I have seen some really heinous and disgusting things this week.
I have several of them blocked.
So, I want to make something very clear before I am clipped and somebody goes, here's another toxic Lizzie fan. Every corner of this fandom is a problem.
Yes.
This fandom is a giant echo chamber for hypocrisy.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If you're going to call out one facet of the fandom, you need to look in the mirror and call out your own. Ashley and I, because with some comments that Lizzie Young fans were making, and it was the extreme hardcore Lizzie Young fans on TikTok making some gross microaggression comments. that creator and I are friends. The one who had the comments made against her. And she was reaching out and telling me about these gross comments that she had seen about her. And she was like, I'm sure you know these people because they're big Lizzie Young fans. And I was like, I don't know them. I don't see them in my comments at all. And then I go and check, and guess what? I've had them blocked for months. Because if I see them making gross comments in other videos, I block them. I don't care if they're Lizzie Young fans.
I don't care who your favorite character is. If you are contributing to this bullying and this hate,
yep,
I don't want to see you on my page. And that's also another thing. Like she just said, I am so sick and tired of this fandom gatekeeping and telling each other who can talk to whom. So because we are more of Lizzie fans, apparently we are not allowed to collaborate with content creators that are more Katie and Claire stans.
Yep.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. I jumped into a live last week of my friend who is a very big Katie Claire fan. And in the comments,
is the creator we're talking about,
someone automatically was like, why are you here? Because this is my friend.
Yeah.
And also, I want to make something very clear because a lot of people seem to have this narrative about me. I don't trash talk the Core 10. I have no videos trashing Katie, Claire, Gibbsy. Apparently, I am Gibbsy's #1 hater. Did you know that?
I have a video talking about how I think Claire is a bad friend to Lizzie, which I stand by at 10 toes. Not once in that video do I ever say that I expect Claire to put Lizzie above Gibbsy. Not once, because I don't!
In fact, I feel like all summer I've talked about how excited I am for Healing 7 and Claire's growth arc.
Yeah, we both have.
But
we both have.
It's like I go back to people in this fandom, they have selective hearing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I had somebody in comments admit to me, I didn't even know who you were until a few hours ago, and then proceeds to add comments about everyone knows you hate Gibbsy. What?
What I think is funny is I made a video.
First of all, guys, Gibbsy is ranked #4 for me out of all 10. So, no. Do not make up a false narrative about me. Where's your proof? I mean,
like I said, I think what is important and what has been missing this week is this narrative that it's all Lizzie Stan's problem. And
yes,
it's not.
It's everybody. I said this like 5 times in live last night. This entire fandom is a problem. I myself have contributed to it. I have popped in on comments when I should have just shut up. I can admit that. But when you are standing in... Well, I'm a nice popper. I'm a nice popper offer. But when you sit here and whether you're 14 and you're hiding behind your camera and you're just typing, this fandom is such a problem. But not my side. Yeah. Well, no. Every side
Would you like to see the comments I've gotten since June? The DMs and messages that I've gotten for endless harassment from Katie Claire since June.
But I do want to make that very clear that if you are a very huge Lizzie fan and you are contributing to the racist things that are happening, I don't want that here.
You're not welcome here.
I don't. No, same goes for Olivia with the death threats and the fat shaming. None of that is tolerated here.
No. And I think that's what needs to happen is if, like I said, if you're a creator who's getting hate, you can't just come on here and point out one side while ignoring that Lizzie's stance, us fairly sane ones, have been getting trashed and hated on and bullied and harassed. Before I said anything popping off, I was getting hate. And Ashley can attest to that. Mm-hmm. She saw the DMs and comments. Before I even clapped back and said a single word about Katie or Claire, I was still getting hate comments and DMs and videos made about me, edits made about me, just because I made a video saying that I wasn't a fan of Katie. Mm-hmm. That was the first video I ever made talking about Katie, and it was me using a popular audio about how I don't like that girl. And that was it. Nothing else was said.
No,
and that started so many comments.
And now there's this narrative that you make 7 videos about Katie a day.
I'm the face of Katie haters.
This is what I'm getting at, is this space is so fucking ridiculous that you cannot even critique someone's actions because they're like, oh, you're their biggest hater.
Here's what's crazy to me, you guys. The content creator who had the microaggressions made against her, we are friends with. And she is a massive Katie Clare stan. Mm-hmm. We're friends with her. And I'm a big Lizzie Young fan. We have collaborated with her.
Because
okay?
I like seeing different perspectives from people that have different opinions.
You do not catch me going into her videos talking about she does not like Hughie. You're not going to catch me going into her videos trying to convince her otherwise. Because that is her video. That is her space. Okay? I'm not going to waste my time. Why are people coming into my comments attacking me, trying to convince me to change my opinion about a character? What does it matter to you? That is my opinion. It is my space. It is my TikTok. It is my Instagram. I'm allowed to say whatever I want. You are purposely seeking me out to respond to my opinion.
I don't understand the obsession when someone doesn't share the same opinion with you with trying to prove you're wrong. Okay, I was a teenager during the Twilight obsession, okay? I remember Team Edward, Team Jacob, and I thought it was kind of weird then, but it was nowhere near. We were not bullying each other. We were not sitting down going, here is 7,000 reasons as to why you should not be Team Edward. Shame on you. It's just, it's like, cool, you like your person, I like my person.
I just think at the end of the day, you should be able to call out both and all sides, because every single facet of this fandom has a disgusting side. No, that's the problem.
It's hypocrisy.
That is the problem.
It is hypocrisy. You have to recognize that the entire fandom is a problem, and if you are sitting here going, that side or my side is completely innocent, I am sorry to say, but you are just as big of a problem as everybody else.
Some of the comments I've seen on Twitter about Lizzie's character and saying that they want her to be SA'd or that she deserves what she gets from Mark, or those TikToks making fun of it. Like I read releasing 10 and all I got was this hanger. How do you guys think that's like?
Can I also point out all of their comments are, you ate with that.
Yeah.
But if I sit here and critique something Claire said, it's, how dare you?
Yeah.
You have children and you have that mouth?
Yeah.
It's like, that's how
you're reading a book about teenagers and you're old and gross. The amount of times I've been told that I'm an old, disgusting pedophile because I read these books, or that I deserve to be put into a grave because I'm old and haggard and my time is up. Astronomical.
You know what my favorite hypocrisy about this particular topic is? All of the content creators all summer long who have had their holier than thou stand on the pedestal. It's okay to like the Boys of Tommen characters, but don't sexualize them. And then you go on their reposts and their liked videos, and you are liking those same AI sexual edits. So which is it? Which one are you?
Or they were up in arms about a BookToker using AI, but then they're constantly reposting AI edits.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Fascinating. Okay. That's really great.
Like I told you, though, girl, I need to color my hair because this is just not good.
The amount of times that I've had to just be like, okay, take a deep breath. From last week where I was getting attacked, my old wedding photos were being spread around Twitter and I was being fat shamed by Katie Clare stans for no reason. Literally no reason. And then to our friend having the microaggressions against her from the Lizzie Young side. It has been such a crazy...
It's been a gross week.
Yeah. And I don't understand why. I don't understand how you sit and because someone makes a video on their own page with their personal opinion that you may not agree with, that you decide to sit there and say the most vile, disgusting, horrific things to them. I don't understand that. The block button exists.
You don't need to follow them. Like, swipe, move along.
My block list is long, baby. It is long because the second I see a video that may be talking about how they hate Hughie Young or they hate Lizzie, guess what? I'm like, this...
Hughie Young.
Hughie Young. But he should take her last name.
Well, doesn't Michael take Rika's last name in Devil's Night?
Oh, he does. Make it happen, Chloe. Make him take her last name. Anyway, Hughie Biggs and Lizzie Young.
That's okay, because earlier I said Joey Biggs. and Hughie Lynch. And I was like, wait a minute, that does not sound correct at all.
So, I mean, they're very similar characters, to be quite honest with you. But, like, my block list, the second I see that, I'm, like, not interested because it's not for me. I'm not like, oh my god, I gotta make a comment! I gotta prove them wrong!
Is your desk okay?
No! Yes, it's fine. My cat may not be okay, but they're freaking out. They're like, what the fuck is that on? But, like, I'm not like, oh no, how dare you have that opinion? I don't agree.
And then my favorite is when they say that we have weird obsessive behavior, but yet you boo-boos have screenshots of strangers in your phone. It's weird.
Weird. Get my
Really
face
weird.
out of your phones. You guys sit and make edits of a stranger who has you blocked. For what? What is the purpose of this? It's so weird.
What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what are you trying to do?
Those edits have to take time to make. I can't, like, you're staring at my face for quite a while. For someone who hates me so bad.
That's what I'm saying. And like
What?
other people pointed out, for someone that hates someone so much, you sure have lots of photos in your phone. Because I'm just saying, I hate a certain orange entity. I do not have screenshots in my phone.
Not a single one.
That'll
Not a
make me
single one.
fun.
I don't need that type of voodoo on my phone, okay?
No! If I do not like you, I do not need to see you.
Correct. I don't want to interact with you. I want nothing to do with you. It doesn't, that doesn't benefit me. I don't understand why people engage with content they don't agree with in a negative. It, like, infuriates them so badly over these fictional characters that they attack and harass real life people.
It's weird, and they get...
And I'm sorry, I'm so sick of the narrative of, and this happened with our friend, the excuse of, I didn't know that was racist, or I didn't know that that was rude, or I didn't know. Yes, you fucking do, boo-boo. Yes, you do know.
You know it. As soon as you open your phone, you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, you 100% knew. I'm so sick of that excuse. Oh, or the excuses I got for the hate and death threats I was getting of they're teenagers. Let it go. They don't know any better. Yes, they do. They know better than to message someone that they should go off themselves. They know better than to message someone saying that they hope their cat dies. They know better than to message someone saying they hope their husband leaves them.
And if they don't, we need to tell them to fucking know better.
Yes.
This is how you learn.
Like, well, they just don't know any better, is what I was getting all summer long. When I should let it go, and I should accept the comments, and I should clap back at them.
It's always, because I see this in a lot of fandoms, not just book fandoms, you're arguing with a teenager, by the way. You're arguing with a minor. Like, they will be going back and forth with you for 20 comments, and then finally, when you, like, have them, they'll be like, I'm a minor, by the way. Like, as soon as they know they're losing, that's when they pull that card.
Okay, do better.
Yeah.
Do better.
Seriously. We were held
like,
accountable. You people need to be held accountable, too. You guys are obsessed with holding everybody else accountable.
Yes,
this is me
that is it.
Accountable.
That is it. You want to stand on some moral superior high ground over a comment I made almost 5 months ago at this point? Yeah, almost 5 months ago at this point. One and comment also, after weeks of getting hate.
That's what I want to say. Is her comment was a response after hundreds of comments. She had it. I am just going to say this now because I want to put this narrative to bed. I want to put this whole fucking thing to rest. We went on a live in June with 2 other content creators. And those other content creators were laughing a lot about Katie. We did partake in the laughing. After that live, all 4 of us were dragged through the mud for a few days. She just happened to get the most hate because she has the most followers out of everybody. After hundreds and hundreds of comments, death threats, messages talking about her husband leaving her, she had finally had it, and she said that joke.
Yeah.
But people have ran with it. And that is why last week she was getting fat shamed on Twitter. And the responses are, well, you body shamed a character back in June, so it's okay if we do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
So you want to stand on the moral superior high ground, but then you engage in the same type of behavior you're trying to call out? Make it make sense. I don't understand it.
No, and it just, at the end of the day, I blame Blooms.
Oh, I
We did not have this problem when these books were not mismarketed.
Yeah. Yeah,
but so many people had easy access, and he was in the same section as Percy Jackson, for God's sake. Mm-hmm. There were middle school teachers stocking their classroom libraries with Binding 13.
I mean, you can go on TikTok right now and you can see teenagers reading Binding 13.
Yeah. My almost 11-year-old was like, Mom, when can I read the series that you have a bunch of editions of? I'm like, let's talk in like 7 years. I'm tired. We are tired. Emphasis on the tired witches, but I am cranky tired. And I constantly get people that will DM me or they will ask me in lives, they're like, Ashley, are you okay? You just seem to not want to talk about these books anymore. This is exactly why. Because every single time I have a theory or I want to deep dive onto something, some little troll comes in and goes, well, I don't really care about your theory. You hate Gibbsy.
Here's the thing, Ashley. On my TikTok, I am allowed to make whatever content I would like to make, okay? If I want to make a video talking about how I don't like Katie as a character, I'm allowed to do so.
You're allowed to. It's your page.
Do you know how many times that we get told that we spread the hate in the fandom, but I only post on my page. I am never in anybody else's comments. And do you know how many times I get tagged or sent things, people wanting for me to engage and attack other people, and I don't do it because it's not, I'm like, they're on their own page. They can say whatever the hell they want. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care, you know? But it is endless the amount of times I'm tagged in an anti-Lizzie or anti-Hughie post. And guess what? I don't engage in any of it. I stay on my own page, which I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to put my opinion on my own page, okay? That's the bottom line. If you do not agree with my opinion, the block button exists. The scroll button exists, okay?
They're free.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. 100%. You're never going to catch me wasting my time arguing in somebody else's comments about their opinion. Because it's their opinion. And it's not my place to try to change their opinion on something.
No, just the moral of the story is if you don't agree with someone or you don't like what they're saying, ignore it and move on.
Yeah.
Because, guys, like I said before, this entire fandom thinks that they have to be the voice of holding everybody accountable.
Yeah.
Everybody in this fandom. Johnny Shannon fans, Joey fans.
You ate with everyone. That with disgusting comments.
So
you ate.
I'm just going to say that if you yourself want the toxicity to stop engaging in it.
That 100%.
Don't like these hate posts. Don't reshare them. Don't comment on them. Just don't contribute to it.
Just don't engage.
I'm not anymore. I even said I have contributed to some and I'm done. I'm so tired of this. I just want to go back to reading books.
Yeah. I just want to go back to talking about my opinion on my own page.
Yeah. So, with that, Olivia, have you read anything lately that just is helping with this madness?
Oh my gosh. Actually, yes. You guys, I love dark romance books, especially dark fantasy books. The King by Eris Belmont is one of my top reads of all time. Pet Genesis by Haley Inez, incredible, okay? But I have had Feather So Vicious by Liv Xander. All of those are dark fantasy romance books that I devoured. It is such a weird, like, niche genre to find a really good dark fantasy romance book, in my opinion, that does it properly. Like you read The King. That is like peak. That is what I want in a dark fantasy romance book, you know?
I don't know about you, but I feel like because my dark romance tastes are so broad, you know, like I really read pitch black.
Yeah, me too.
I have a hard time deciphering what is actually not dark romance anymore.
What do you mean?
Okay, so you know how some people that will pick up a dark romance every once in a while, right? So then people will ask me, what are your tame dark romances? And I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I don't even know what that is anymore.
I don't know what you would consider tame because I don't think the king is tame by Eris Beaumont.
In fact, I feel like a lot of fantasy romances are darker. I don't feel like a lot of them are not dark.
But I feel like there's levels to it. Like the king is a different type of
No, that's what I'm saying. Pitch Black. But a lot of people will not read Pitch Black that read dark romance.
That's true.
What I'm saying is I just feel like you and I are so into the unhinged spectrum that we don't even know what is considered light waters anymore.
If people ask me, like, what's a good starter dark romance?
That's what I'm saying is I could give them something and they'll be like, that's your starter? What? Like, that's what I'm getting at. I feel like we don't even know anymore.
I guess
Honestly,
you could read a
I feel like Corrupt is a good intro.
I would say Devil's Night, Penelope
But I don't even think
Kent.
that's an intro. A lot of people rank that like in the middle.
But see, I don't. I rank that as like light work, no reaction.
That's because you and I are so dark romance. There's a lot of people that aren't.
Yeah.
So spectrums are fun.
That's true.
Yes,
I feel like it's very much light work, no reaction for me.
Yeah, but please know that if we do recommend a dark romance, it is gonna be dark.
You're gonna want to check your trigger warnings.
It's not going to be a typical dark romance like Rena Kent. Like, go read this. It's.
And if I recommend a dark romance book, please check your trigger warnings. I'm not responsible for your mental health. Do your due diligence. Check the trigger warnings. If it's not for you, if you see something in there that might trigger you, put the book down, It's as simple as that. But I got recommended, and I don't even remember where I found this book, but someone mentioned that this was a really good dark fantasy, and it was like romance,
like
and
a romance
it's a book.
subplot.
Yeah. If you even want to call it that. I don't think there's a lot of romance in the first book. And it is Devil's Deal by Layla Fae. And the premise here is phenomenal, okay? It is a monster romance. It has rooted in Slavic folklore.
This is the one you were telling me about last night?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. That I showed you the author's fan art for. It's so freaking good.
We'll pop the fan art for you guys here. Look how cool this is.
This should convince you. Anyway, our female main character is a witch, and she goes to like this festival it's like this thing that they hold every year to like celebrate the earth and whatnot. And the gods end up showing up, and one of the gods obviously is Satan himself shows up. Mm-hmm. And he becomes obsessed with her, and the whole premise is he wants to claim her and own her soul, and she's badass resisting it, as you should resist it. The whole time she's like, no, I'm not gonna let you claim my soul, what the hell, get out of here. But the whole premise is check your trigger warnings. It is a dark fantasy. He's disgusting, he's evil, and he does horrible things to try to get her to give up her soul to him. But man, I devoured the first book. And I love a female main character who stands her fucking ground, but it's not like... There are some female main characters that I feel like I'm so tough. And I'm like, every other word, every other internal monologue is about how badass she is, about how tough she is, how much better she is than other females, That is not her. She literally just shows that she's tough mentally by her actions, okay? And then she does have her moments of she's physically attracted to this guy, but she knows that, like, this guy is the devil. Like, I'm not going to give up my soul just because he's physically attractive.
So now, would you say this is a great October spooky season read?
Oh my god, yeah, 100%. It is now, fantasy books, a lot of people find it hard to get into because of the world building. And there's a lot of Slavic folklore in this book.
Okay.
So there is a lot of world building into it to build up kind of like these gods and their history. Okay. So go into it knowing that. It is not a romance. It is very much a slow burn. It's plot driven. It's character driven. So a lot of world building, a lot of character building in the first book. I just started the second book, but oh my god, so good.
When it's like this time of year, do you like to theme your TBR?
I don't.
Okay, so I do. I'm such a mood reader, and I've said this for years. I am a seasonal mood reader. I cannot read a summer romance in the winter.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
I cannot do it. Same for something like if you're snowed in a cabin. I can't read that in the summer. I can't do it. So October, I just really like to set the mood, and I really like to just stick with dark fantasy, spooky types of romances, and so that definitely sounds up my alley. I've been reading a few vampire romances, but I need some new stuff.
Yeah. But you've read the vampire romances. I recommended Taken, which was
I finished
incredible.
the trilogy.
Yeah, that's really good.
Just trigger warning. This is extremely pitch black. Okay.
Yeah.
That is all I would say to that. But
Yeah.
I really liked it. It really this sounds weird, but I like when a pitch black romance really does still show that they have this amazing connection and they really do love each other. Like, that's what I felt with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. 100%.
So I guess I'll
And
just
that's
kind of
what that's what I'm feeling.
So the cover of this is horrendous. We won't even talk about the cover.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. But it's an indie author, so like you gotta give grace.
This is from like 2012 or something like that.
Yeah, you gotta give grace.
Anyway, it takes place in 1500 Hungary, and a vampire basically kidnaps a gypsy girl and forces her to marry him, and he, with the help of magic, because he's, unalive, breeds her so she can have his son, an heir to take over and like be evil for him after his time.
But he has like no romantic interest in her at all.
He has no empathy. Like, his heart is cold as hell. So it's a journey, it's a trilogy, but it was honestly one of the better vampire romances I've read in a long time. I said this last year too to some people. I feel like vampire romances, it's hard.
We had this discussion, especially dark.
I think I'm wondering if it's because we are the millennial Twilight generation. And so I don't know about you and Vampire Diaries. So
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, Buffy the Vampire. I want to feel these things with these vampire romances, and I just... Honestly, actually, new romance releases in general just are not hitting for me like they used to. But I really liked this one. I will suggest to people also, if new romances are not hitting for you, guys, look at older ones. Like I said, this one was back in 2012. Most of the books I have read this year have been published prior to 2015. And they've been really good. So that would be my suggestion to people, because I know we kind of talked about this, I think, with our interview with Lexi. Is a lot of new releases are kind of like a trope menu. The author is just filling it in. Well, I feel like that's to scratch off checklists, right, for BookTok.
Agreed.
Whereas, 2015 and those older books, they're just writing.
Agreed.
They're not trying to serve a purpose and fill in these blanks.
So for spooky season, what would you recommend out of books you've read in the past?
Keri Lake. So gothic romances are some of my absolute favorites, and I think gothic romances are absolutely perfect to read in October and also November as well. You have castles, spooky settings, candlelight. It's that whole thing. And Keri Lake writes a lot of gothic romances, like Beauty and the Beast type of retellings, and my favorite one is Nightshade, and it's like a reincarnation story. Very good.
Okay, fascinating. I would recommend, and it's a reverse harem white shoes. Are you surprised? Are you surprised? I'm surprised I'm not recommending an Omegaverse at this point. But there is a werewolf, though. Oh, one of the love interests is a werewolf. It is All the Pretty Monsters by Christy Cunning. This hits all the triggers. You've got a vampire main male character, a werewolf main male character. You have the brother of Dorian Gray. You have Van Helsing. Okay. Just spectacular. To me, that hits like all the pinpoints of like Halloween, a spooky season. You've got all these main characters. And then our female main character is like, she's a witch character. And I ate this series up, devoured it.
Is that the one,
books.
the cover with the red hood?
4 books. Yes.
Okay, that one,
so
I
good.
think I put that on my TBR last year.
So good. Okay. She also did another series called Four Psychos. So you say Keri Lake, I'm going to go Christy Cunning. It is also another reverse harem white shoes paranormal romance, kind of like All the Pretty Monsters. It's Four Psychos. It is a play on the Four Horsemen and the apocalypse. The female main character is the apocalypse. And the 4 main male characters are the 4 horsemen.
Okay.
So good, you guys.
I'm gonna have to
So
look that one up
good.
too.
So that would be my recommendation for spooky season Halloween. That are kind of on the tamer side, you know. I've got some non-tame stuff. But,
okay. Yeah, no,
but yeah, I
that.
love those. I
Okay.
love those. So those would be my recs. But yeah, other than that, I love that. You know what? How about cozy books? Do you read? We don't really read a lot of cozy books.
I do. Okay, so here is actually the funny story. Because every year I like to circle my entire reading around spooky stuff for October, by the end I'm burned out. And I do need a cozy romance.
Palette cleanser?
Yeah, so that's when I will like pick up like a Mariana Zapata or something, or some Emily Henry or something like that.
But do you have any like cozy recs that you've read in the past that are like Halloween or October vibey, autumn vibey, from like Emily Henry or Mariana Zapata?
Well, okay, All Roads Lead Here. It starts in the summer, but it goes through Christmas, and a lot of it has like hiking and nature. So I always thought that was like a good fall one. Wall of Winnipeg and Me is a big football book. I guess when I think cozy fall, I think like football. Stuff like that, you know?
Interesting. Okay. I would recommend, and it's something I read recently, Hand Fasting and Other Hazards by L.L. Campbell. Very cozy, autumn, witchy vibes.
Yes.
But it's not dark. So, and I ended up really enjoying the book, which is surprising because I am such a dark romance girly. So the fact that she was able to keep me engaged in a book that wasn't dark romance, and it was very much a cozy golden retriever, black cat energy vibes, but the world building around it is very witchy, October-y vibes.
I've got another one then. So, I don't know if it's Ashley Poston or Poston. Not Another Love Story. I read this last year in September. Absolutely loved it. So it's got these Gilmore Girls vibes, but it's magical realism. If that's the word I'm looking for. Like it's not a fantasy world at all. Well, anyway, this woman comes across this town, and it like she made it all up in her head. And it doesn't seem to exist outside of anything else. So, very, very cool autumn vibes. It's just very whimsical. I think also that's another thing, too. If you want fall cozy, look for whimsical.
Yeah.
You know, practical magic, that kind of
stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And honestly, Lexi's book reminds me very much of like the practical magic vibes. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I love that.
This is my favorite time of year, but I can't enjoy it right now. Because of all the drama.
All of the drama that we deal with now on it. I feel like if I wasn't on BookTok, I'd probably be able to enjoy reading a lot more lately.
Yeah, I agree. Because, like, I am the type of person where I'm even afraid to recommend a book that I read without people going, did you know the author made a comment about this back in 2007?
Or, like, The Alchemist, which was such a big book in September, all the backlash that got, because it started off as a fan fiction, apparently. Like, the amount of videos I saw trashing it, I'm like, fan fiction is still writing. It still is a creative endeavor that people have to take.
In my opinion, too, a lot of the fanfic is better than what we have mainstream.
Yeah.
I read a lot of AO3, and I'm like,
me too.
This is incredible. Why are you not writing books?
A lot of it is original stories. AO3, they just like I've read some incredible original dark romance, obviously, stories on AO3 that I'm like, get this in a book. I need this in a physical copy.
Like, we're not allowed to rate fanfic or anything, but like one of my favorite reads this year has been a fanfic. I read it in January, and I still can't stop thinking about it. It is one of my favorites. I want to learn how to bookbind because I would love to hold this in my hands.
That's how I feel about
so good.
One of my favorites of this year. It's one of my top reads of this year, and it's an AO3 fiction. You know, what do you call it if it's original but it's on AO3? Like the characters are original. What do you call that? Is it still fan fiction?
I think it's like a fandom. fanfic. I know, there's tags, right? When you go on A3, it'll say, like, Raylo or Dramini or something like that.
Curious as to what mine says. See, I don't have any tags in this one about any actual, like, fandom. You can tag it as original work.
Okay.
So this one is tagged as original work.
Original work, yeah.
Give me a book. Put it as an indie author, please. Like, some of this stuff is so incredible, and I'm like, oh, it's so freaking good. So, yeah. I don't know. You can find some really good stuff on AO3.
No, seriously, I have it up right now. Shout out to Death Stall.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
This is the one. Here, I'll show you. This is the one. It's historical, but it's dark.
Is it The Lassoed Hearts?
It's a Western, yeah.
Yeah. Incredible.
But it's so good.
I haven't read this, but Her If I Can't Have You, spectacular. One of my top reads of the year.
That one's next on my list.
So freaking good.
I did make a cover for this one, so if you do want to download it and you don't like when your fanfics are just like a file, I do have a cover for it.
Okay.
Yeah, but I love
I'll have to do that.
So good.
Someone reach out to her, to Death's Doll, and get her a publishing contract. You guys, she's incredible.
Yeah.
She should be, they need to be books. They need to be in physical copies. Please,
Seriously.
someone reach out to her. She's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, other than that, Ashley, we've talked Boys of Tommen drama.
Guys, light on the Boys of Tommen. I did because I was having a morning. I told Liv, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to go buy a book.
Oh, yes. Show me what you got. I think it's pretty.
Right? Okay,
I
so
think
guys,
it's pretty.
this is the only one they had, and I noticed because it was facing this way. I'm like, why does that spine look bigger? I'm like,
Also, show me the bottom. Show me the bottom of that spine. What is it? What does that say down there? Oh, I do like that. Notice something is now missing from that? Oh, I do like that.
I feel like that could be a whole episode.
It could.
But yeah, no, this is pretty. There was only one, and I did ask, and they said, this is the best part, I have a friend who works there, and she was able to look it up. They only got one copy of each.
Oh, wow.
And somebody grabbed binding, and that was it. So I asked her, I'm like, well, are you getting any more? They're not even getting any. She had to order, because I said, well, is it worth it to order it if it's coming out on Tuesday? And she's like, our computer doesn't even have a shipment coming.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
I ordered mine from the Zon, so I get mine Tuesday. But I could go in and see if my Barnes & Noble has it. I wonder. I'm very curious.
They might.
Especially.
A lot of people have theirs early. I'm going to get the white ones on Tuesday.
I pre-ordered those, so
I think the white ones I might turn so they face the front of my shelves, kind of like how you have the indies displayed right now. Yeah. I had my indies displayed like that for the entire summer, but then I had to do some reworking. But I was kind of thinking about doing that for the white.
Gotta have to do something here because I have this shelf down here, which is now I don't know where to put these. These are extra shelves. That's, but I'm gonna have to turn it because I've got this. Look at all my extra copies down here. It's like my extra copies because I have the Fairy Loot edition of The Cruel Prince over here.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But then I have the paperback here. Like, I don't know where to put the paperback because
yeah, that's rough.
I have that there.
If any of you listeners or viewers out there love bookshelf organization, if you want to sketch us some options,
sketch me some designs here because I'm kind of at a loss, honestly.
I think
and I have so much more Boys of Tommen books coming in. It's insane.
I really think since interior design is a job, like bookshelf and library designing should be a career.
Ooh, yeah, I agree. I would hire someone to do that for this, to make it nice and pretty behind me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I can't stop buying books. It's a real problem.
Right.
Like the amount of editions I have of this, astronomical. I've got extras down here because my husband, I buy my husband his own copies because I don't want him touching my stuff.
That's so valid. So fair.
So I have dual copies of like the original because I don't want him touching my stuff.
Sure.
And then I have books that I annotate in, and I don't do that in any of the special editions.
No,
do it in the regulars.
I won't do that either.
So, yeah. It's a problem. But look how pretty they are.
Right?
They're cute. They're cute. Okay, Ashley, any closing thoughts, any closing words for our listeners today?
Just thank you guys for the support. You know, we did go on a very long rant about how toxic this fandom is, but I do want to say that the support that we have within the Tired Witch itself, we don't see any negativity.
Yeah.
Our Discord is very positive. We don't want to see it. And so just once again, a little reminder, guys, if this behavior bothers you so much, do not engage in it.
Yeah.
Just read your books.
I'll end with this. You cannot stand on a moral superior high ground while engaging the same behavior you're attempting to call out. And the block button exists. If you do not agree with someone's opinion, you don't need to rage hate on them and their opinion. You can just scroll and move on. That content is just not for you. Okay? And that is fine. That is fine. We need to be okay with saying that this content is just not for me.
Yep. I only follow. My algorithm is completely catered to me because I want it to be. Mm-hmm. If you have videos that keep popping up that are bothering you, it's probably because you're telling your algorithm that you like it.
Yeah, 100%. But I am very grateful for the support that we get, the defending I get, the love I get from our little community. I'm incredibly grateful for.
We have some real ones in this coven, for sure.
Yeah. So thank you guys for always being that positive force that keeps me going. When Ashley and I are exhausted, when I do see the disgusting comments and hate, to see the responses from you or the messages of, oh, I hope, just checking in, hope I saw this, I hope you're okay, we don't agree type of deal. So I'm very, very grateful for that other side of the fandom. While there is that toxic side, I feel like we do a pretty good job of trying to drown that out with positivity in this coven. So thank you guys. I love you guys so much, and hopefully we've addressed this. Going forward, we can move on, because we haven't even gotten a book release yet. I can't imagine what it's going to be like during a release.
I will say this too. If you guys want us to keep making this content, make us want to make the content. Yeah. You know? I don't want to waste my time and energy putting stuff out there when it's just going to get negativity in the end. Yeah. We have fun plans for Hughie Lizzie Week to celebrate that. We still want to move forward with that. And if you guys want to join us, make sure you follow us on Bookstagram. First of all, we post most of our news there.
Yes, 100%.
But we want to keep posting about this, you guys, but we just... I can't do the negativity anymore. It's making me get a bunch of gray hairs. So...
Yeah, but it's more of, I'm fairly good at blocking out negativity towards myself. It's when you bring in my friends or my family, my husband, that's a real problem for me, or when you attack the author herself. Because if you do not like the content the author is putting out, why are you reading the books?
Exactly.
I don't understand it. It is a personal choice, you guys.
Preach
no one's forcing you to read these books, so you can easily just stop. So, and other than that, we thank you guys. Stay tuned for next week and our very fun Hizzy Week episode. Join us on Thursday. We're still going through the Devil's Night series, and we are starting Nightfall. Can't wait for my Will Grace and my boo-boo. So join us Thursdays for our lives there. And hopefully we get some more playlists, some more Boys of Tommen news coming up that we'll be able to discuss and engage and be able to move out of this.
But honestly, if Chloe says that we are on a timeout from playlists, rightfully so.
Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
This fandom
You've only done it to yourself. Yeah. You've only done it to yourselves.
Yep.
So it is what it is.
All right. Well, with that, we thank you guys so much for joining us, and we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.